Sorry, everybody. Good times when you forget to put on lipstick. So let's do this today. Today, we're talking about one of my favorite topics, anti-bro marketing. It's gross, can't stand it, and hell, we're not going to do it. So if you want to raise your prices but cringe every time you try to sell it, you're not scared of the offer. You're scared of sounding like somebody you'd never buy from. So because no matter how good your service is, if the way you talk about it doesn't feel aligned, it will never feel sustainable. And quite frankly, you're just not going to effing do it. So, hi, my name is Ray Lind. Women service-based businesses work with me to help perfect their messaging and tie it to an offer that gets them dream dollars every time. Ultimately, it's a really fancy way of saying I do brand. And I am going live 5 days a week for the month of October, just to get that message out here. And sometimes it's going to be unhinged, like putting on my lipstick at the start of it and wearing things that I would never wear in normal branding videos. But hey, basketball season starting. So in this video, I'm showing you how to elevate your brand voice for premium buyers without sacrificing your soul or your sales. Most women that I work with aren't afraid of charging more. They're afraid of showing up in a way that feels pushy, fake, or downright just gross. So, what they do is they soften, they hedge, they go vague when they should go bold. And let's be honest here, vanilla opinions, they do not pop bottles. So, what you need to know is truth is you don't need to hype yourself up. You need to hold your value steady. Premium clients don't need more convincing. Matter of fact, they don't want that. What they need is more clarity. So you don't need to sound high end to be luxury. You need to sound like the most grounded version of yourself, the most confident. And the brand extraordinary method isn't about adding fluff. It's about removing fiction that allows people to take action in a way that feels aligned for them and aligned for you. Because when your messaging is clear, calm, and confident, you become the kind of leader premium clients trust immediately. So let's break this down into 3 brand voice shifts that speak directly to high caliber clients without sounding like a bro marketer launch robot. So shift number 1 is we're going to speak in outcomes, not hype. And then we will move to the slow scroll with calm power. And then lastly, our third shift is to drop the jargon and just say the damn thing. So we're going to upgrade your voice to match your value without needing a megaphone, because it's not always the loudest voice in the room that makes things happen. It's the one that is steady and consistent. So right now, if we're speaking in outcomes and not hype, you're starting to talk in vague inspiration language that sounds like a Pinterest board or overcompensating with intensity. Those pieces don't work. That is honestly what bro marketing is all around. And then you wonder what you're buying, and then all of a sudden you end up inside this course that didn't teach you anything you couldn't have learned on a YouTube video. So what we need to do is we need to reframe, because high caliber clients don't want to be hyped. They want to be assured. Imagine buying a Mercedes and you go into the dealership and the salesperson yells, "This is the best car ever." Like, no thanks. First off, why is it the best car ever? Does it meet my needs? Is it going to get me from point A to point B in a way that is sustainable for my family and my values? Why is it the best car ever? And the best car ever is in the eye of the beholder. It's not necessarily just because somebody has an opinion of that. It has to solve a problem. So, what you can do to fix this, like yelling into the void and just delivering too much hype, is rewrite your author promise in one clear sentence. And in that clear sentence, you need to be able to speak to, is there a specific result that they want to walk away with? And how does that result feel? And you can't skip part 2. Yes, there's a specific result, but we have a tendency to just sit there and write all the things that are within a program that we're hosting, but we don't talk about how they feel. And how they feel is what is happening psychologically And I work on this within my mini frameworks, like my cork framework, my flute framework, inside when people work with me. But we spend a lot of time talking about sales psychology and what that looks like and feels like. And it has to do with how people feel, because the human brain works very deeply within the emotional portion of the brain, making decisions from emotion. Yes, we do have executive thought fully forms at the ages of 25, 26, but is not used first in majority of situations. So, if you rewrite your offer promise in one clear sentence, you need to be able to speak to what's the specific result do they want to walk away with, and how does that result feel? And if you go to my YouTube channel, Brand Extraordinary, you'll find a video that's titled How to Align Your Brand with the Clients You Actually Want. And in that video, I speak about the bridge of fear, where clients are coming from versus where they want to go. And the reason why it's not easy for them to see what it looks like to cross the bridge, because they're just staring at a river full of sharks that's going to eat them, and they're scared to take action. And so, what it looks like from a messaging perspective of what you need to do in order to get them to cross the bridge and help them along the way. Because yes, the grass may be greener on your side. They do not know that. They cannot see that. There's a lot of mental barriers in their way. So the way that you can message towards this is you're going to write on a piece of paper what someone is feeling right now in this moment, because they don't have what you offer. And then for every feeling that you have there, you are going to marry it to a feeling of what it'll be like after they work with you. If you cannot marry the two, it means that you shouldn't be using that as your example. So, that is the exercise that I have folks do, especially when we're in workshops and I'm teaching in those spaces. Then the second shift is to slow the scroll with calm power. A lot of us are speeding up our message to match social media energy, constantly churning within that space. And premium clients pause for presence, not pressure. We have a lot of ads coming our way on a daily basis. We have a lot of noise. And when we're looking to make premium investments into our business, into ourselves, we still take a moment to pause, and you need to be able to meet the energy of that pause. So think velvet rope energy, where people are leaning in, waiting to get invited inside the room. And that is what it feels like when a brand isn't begging. So the action that you can take with that is audit one piece of your copy. And what I mean by copy is anywhere where you are writing for your brand, whether it's social media, emails, website, what have you, the words that you use are called copy. And you want to replace any urgency based language. So things that are urgency based could be limited time, act now. Instead, we want to replace that with confident positioning. And confident positioning, instead of limited time, it's we only work with 4 clients per quarter. So we can give you our full and dedicated attention and honor those who made the investment in themselves. We're not here to rush it. Or act now could be replaced with something like this offer is by application only. I have this free event the first Thursday of every month called Wine and Wine. You can find it on my LinkedIn, and there is an application process. So a week before that event, I will open that up, and it it's a great event. It's free. Women come to it, and it's a small group of us, and we get together, and it allows us to whine about what's ever happening in our business, but then also come out with solutions. But first, we just kind of have to get it out on the table. This most recent one, when we were auditing and working with a woman, she actually was able to talk about all the things that she couldn't stand, about how health gurus are always like, start on January 1st, and was able to come up with a new idea and something to package that she's running a mastermind on how to avoid all of the bloating, the bad food choices, and how to get through the holidays without feeling like you have to start in January 1. And so those are the types of things that take place when we're being very intentional, and we can confidently position without having fake urgency. And then The last shift for today's live is to drop the jargon and say the damn thing. So it's definitely something that I see a lot of, and it's why people get stuck on the other side of that bridge of fear as the person communicating. And that is because we have a tendency to just use words that are important to us, but that are not important to the greater whole. So the big problem here is you're hiding your offer's value behind complicated words or niche language. And you've got to knock that off because when that is taking place, they don't understand. You're speaking a foreign language. And clarity is luxury. And I know I say this on almost every single call, but to confuse is to lose. And we're just not in a place where we need to be losing our audience. So, champagne doesn't need a paragraph to sell itself. It sparkles. There's bubbles. We know what we're getting out of that. So, take a moment and record your offer out loud. Then write that down and edit it slightly. And use that as your next post or caption because when you talk about things, you tend to do a better job overarchingly. So, if this helps you realize that you don't need a louder voice, you need a cleaner one, a clearer one, then you're exactly where you need to be. So, book your Brandmuda brand breakthrough with me. Like I let y'all know, if you're new here, it is a video audit that I do, and it helps us refine your brand language to magnetize premium clients who get it without needing to be sold. You don't need to become someone else to grow. You just need your brand to finally sound like you at the level that you've already reached. And if you're building a brand that earns trust, attracts the right rooms, and sells with elegance, go ahead, hit the follow button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you're just now joining and you're like, oh my gosh, I wish I caught all of this, all of the replays are on YouTube. I am literally recording and looking at two cameras while we do this um, at the same time. I told y'all to be unhinged. So go ahead, hit the subscribe button. Make sure that you follow if you're on TikTok, but we will be doing this 5 days a week in October, going over all the things on brand messaging and honestly how to level up and get premium clients because at the end of the day, you all deserve to get paid. All right, I'll talk to you next time. Bye.